June 28 visual inspection of Phenom number 367 with myself, Russ, and Thomas that took place on a flight from Paris to Geneva. First impressions here, the paint, I thought it was the original paint, however it looks very, very good. The black still shines like a mirror, so if it is the original paint, this airplane has always been hangared, but I will get back into the maintenance records to find out for sure. Most important thing we looked at on this airplane were for signs of corrosion in the landing gear, control linkages, control actuators. The most important area is the landing gear, because that can be very expensive at landing gear overhaul, but it is very difficult to inspect the gear. So the control linkages, that's the place to really look, where you'll see corrosion first, and we didn't have any signs there, so that should indicate that the inside of the landing gear is clean as well.
Maybe I'll go to Santa Fe, maybe San Antone. Any town is where I'm bound, any way to get me gone. Don't think about me, never let me cross your mind, except when you hear that midnight lonesome whistle.
The upper section of the left-hand main gear shock absorber was the only place I found any paint missing. Inside the wheel wells was very, very dirty. It always surprises me when someone tries to sell a car or an airplane without giving it a real good wash, but they do. Good news about that is they don't appear to be trying to hide anything like hydraulic leaks or anything else, because they haven't even cleaned it, so it was just a little dirty. None of the paint or sealant was cracked around any of the pitot tubes or sensors. No signs of hydraulic, strut, or oil leaks. The no kidding perfect condition of the entire main cabin door seal area, stairs, handrail, and interior around the door shows me that this airplane has always been taken care of very, very well. People aren't dragging big bags up and banging them into everything. I promise you the bright work looks terrible. That's something we can fix real easy. It looks better in the pictures than it did in real life.
All my rowdy friends have said.
Immediately after flight, none of the engine drain masts, generator exhausts, vents, or hydraulic reservoir areas had any signs whatsoever of leaks, brush dust, or anything else abnormal.
Can get loud. Everybody.
We're going to need to paint a real flag on this thing in red, white, and blue. Okay, now for the bad news. The baggage compartment liner looked horrible. It was wet. It was dirty. Some of the parts needed to be replaced. So a bit like the Ultra, we're going to have to do some new interior inside the aft baggage compartment.
Find a friend just to run around, but nobody wants to get high on the town.
Again, the entire area around the main cabin door entrance speaks to the way this airplane has been treated very, very well.
And I think I know what my father meant when he sang about a lost highway.
I'll do a little research on this discoloration here. And this is the exhaust from the intercoolers that cool the very, very hot bleed air coming in off each engine. Pilot told me that paint was discolored due to heat. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll look into that. Have a look at the fronts of all these seats where they tend to get dirty. They're not completely white, more of just a little bit of a cream color, but they're all totally clean. Very, very nice. It was impressive. It was better than I expected. These are the forward two seats on the right you see there, so you have the 11 total occupant interior on this airplane. Here's a screen grab from online of the interior option we have on the bottom there. This is the one with one club, 2 seats in the back, a belted lav, and then there in the front is the 2-place divan. So you've got 6 in regular seats, 2 in this divan there, 1 in the lav, so that's 9. Co-pilot seat, you're up to 10. Include the pilot, you've got an 11-place interior. Here's each seat again. Look at the front where the insides of your knees are, and you'll notice they're very, very clean.
Get drunk and get loud.
Okay, let's talk about these 2 areas on the nose on each side with about an 11-inch long line of missing paint.
Bob, here's what's going on. There's about there's my hand, about 11-12 inches where the paint is not sticking to the edge of the aluminum. It stops at this line here, doesn't go below it, and then from about 11 inches up, it's good all the way to the other side. What happens right here is you got aluminum here. This is composite on this end, aluminum composite. The aluminum's got that green coating. Well, they sand it here to make the surface flush. They sand the green off, and then the paint does not stick to the bare aluminum.
Everybody just wants to go back home. I myself have seen my wilder days, and I have seen my name.
Russ here rode up front, made videos of engine starts, engine parameters, things like that. Also paid attention to how everything worked, and then we did the CMC maintenance computer download after the flight. We got about, I think, 2 months worth of data, a lot of flights, and the only abnormalities were, I think, twice some kind of anti-ice abnormality the way the system comes on, but it may have just been a spurious message. Bottom line there is it seems like a very, very good airplane with no obvious gremlins. As you can hear, the sink drain is seriously noisy.
And nobody wants to get drunk and get loud. And all my rowdy friends have settled down.
This here is the in-flight pocket door test, one of the most important ones you can do, and it worked great. The latch here needs adjustment on the cover for the crystal.
Is a movie star and he's moved off to LA. And nobody wants to get drunk and get loud. And all my rowdy friends have settled down. Yeah, me and my rowdy friends done routed on down.
We're gonna test the audio and entertainment system here.
I like the way your sparkling earrings lay against your skin so brown. And I wanna sleep with you in the desert tonight, with a billion stars all around. 'Cause I got a peaceful, easy feeling, and I know you won't let me down.
Right here. Just the center one? Okay.
Center one, and there's one here. And I found out a long time ago.
The vinyl along these two center channel edges look pretty bad. I think that can be replaced.
Oh, but she can't take
The paint on the underside of the armrests is all tore up on all the armrests. These are things we can do on the interior during a 10-year inspection that is due September 2026. During that inspection, the entire interior comes out of the airplane. That little balance there, those are a little bit dirty as well. And the inside of the windows have a lot of dust in them where the window shades go up and down. Cannot access that either until the interior is out of the airplane. So all little interior items to do during September 2026. Yep, this thing is seriously noisy in the back. This is that dust that's on the inside portion of the windows. The window shades rub up and down on the inside here, and they make these lines of dust on the windows. It's a pretty bright sunny day, which there's Mount Blanc. Bright sunny day that makes the dust show up a lot more. Might not always be that bad, but we can get to that on the 10-year inspection.
I get this feeling I may know. As a lover and a friend, but this voice keeps whispering in my other ear.
Bob will show you everything wrong with the interior. This has the modded wider drop aisle. It's got these steel pieces on the edges with the vinyl protector, and the vinyl's, you know, it's tore up. People, I don't know, dragging stuff through here, doing whatever they do, but this, I'm sure you could replace that vinyl there. All the interior, the white leather is clean. This panel here is dirty. It's just this one piece that's kind of suede here. All the leather is like perfect. Seats are really nice. All the leather on the sides is perfect except for the VIP seat right here. There's some marks. You see some fingernails in it. I mean, you have to look for it, but you can tell that's the one that got used the most. A lot of times they can use steam and heat and get those out. The other thing about the interior is there is some dust. You can see these streaks. It's dust that's on the inside. It's between the plastic and that shade. when the interior comes apart during tenure inspection, that'll all be cleaned and take care of that. But when it's real sunny, see these streaks here? When it's real sunny, you can see those dusty streaks there. I'm being real nitnoity here for a 10-year-old airplane. It really is beautiful, like in the photos we saw online. So very, very pleased with that. The other thing wrong with the interior is the mirror. See those scratches? Bottom half of the mirror is all scratched to heck. I don't know, maybe somebody turning around with their, I don't know, buttons on the back of their pants or something like that in there. Anyway, the mirror is just slightly tore up. Bob, the baggage compartment here, it's a little bit wet. Dominique, the captain, says that Embraers have an issue with moisture getting back here in flight, and they just kind of go downhill. So just this bottom edge, kind of what you look at when you open the baggage compartment, it just looks bad. It's wet and dirty. The rest of it looks pretty nice. It just seems to have an area here where it collects moisture. So we'll get to the bottom of that and figure out what the heck's going on there.
This is extending the flaps on the ground just to access a little bit more to inspect as far as control linkages and things like that.